extraction of metals from the ores. The various steps involved in the extraction of the metal from its ores, followed by the refining of the metal, is called as metallurgy. The actual process employed for the extraction of a particular metal from its ore depends upon nature of the ore, nature of impurities, nature of the metal to be extracted. The three main steps involved in the extraction of any metal are enrichment of the ore, that is, concentration of the ore, extraction of the metal from the concentrated ore, refining of the impure metal. Diagrammatic representation is shown. Concentration or dressing of the ore. The removal of unwanted impurities from the ore so that the concentration of the metal in the ore increases. This process is called ore enrichment or ore dressing. Gangue or matrix. The sandy and rocky impurities that are associated with the minerals are called as gangue or matrix. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. Remember that most of the metal ores are oxides. This is because oxygen is a very reactive element and very abundant on Earth. Some common methods of ore dressing. Hand-picking method. In this method, sand and small stones are removed. Lumps of the ore are broken into small pieces. The sand, mud, etc. are washed away by a stream of water. Example: from hematite, the sand and stones are removed by hand-picking method. Washing. This method is used for the concentration of oxide ores of heavy metals such as those of lead, tin, iron, etc. The powdered ore is spread on special types of tables having grooves on the top. A stream of water is thrown from one side of the table. The gangue particles, being lighter, are washed away with stream of water, leaving behind the heavy ore particles. Froth flotation process. This method is used for the concentration of the sulfide ore. The powdered ore is taken in a tank and some water is added. Add some pine oil to it. The compressed air is passed through the contents of the tank. The froth, being lighter, rises to the top of the tank along with the particles of the sulfide ore sticking on it. It floats as a scum which is skimmed off. The gangue particles settle down, being heavier. The froth is transferred into another tank and thus concentrated ore is obtained. Electromagnetic separation. This method is used to concentrate the ore with magnetic nature and impurities are non-magnetic, or vice versa. The powdered ore is dropped over the belt on the side of the non-magnetic roller. As the ore particles travel over the belt and reach the magnetic roller, the magnetic particles are attracted by the magnetic roller and fall into a heap on the inner side. The non-magnetic particles form separate heap away from the magnetic roller. Example: chromite, ore of chromium, wolframite, an ore of tungsten, magnetite, an ore of iron. Liquation process. This method is applied to the ores which are easily fusible with mineral particles and high melting gangue. This method is useful for stibnite, a mineral of antimony tinstone, a mineral of tin, etc. The mineral is taken in fine clay pots with perforations and heated to around 500 degrees to 600 degrees Celsius. Only the metal part of the ore melts and flows out, leaving the gangue behind.